Carlton Bruner. I was born in Atlanta, Georgia, actually Dunwoody, and grew up, actually spent my whole childhood there and grew up in Dunwoody area and went through Dunwoody Elementary School into Dunwoody High School. My first swim team experience really started, I would say, when I was 6 years old. Atlanta has a wonderful grassroots program. I'm not sure if it's in existence today, but it was DeKalb County Swim League, which was the county I lived in. And all our neighborhoods and all the developments in and around DeKalb County and much of the other counties participated in a summer league program where their neighborhoods had little local swim teams, and we competed against other neighborhoods, and it was some good rivalries, and then we had a county championships at the end of the summer. So my first experience with competitive swimming was at 6 years old, swimming one lap, and just during the summertime, and that's where it all started. I actually chose and swam for University of Florida, and there was a lot of factors involved with that, but obviously my career there was wonderful. It certainly learned a lot. I had to work really hard, but I got to swim really with a whole nother level of swimmers there, and being around that atmosphere, being around a program we were dedicated. That's all I did was go to school and swim, and trained specifically distance, which was my specialty. Whereas in high school and Dynamo, it was a little more broad reach and not specialized per se. So from that perspective, it allowed me really to advance, and I was able to parlay that, I guess, into some championships at SECs and make All-American for NCAAs and score each year. I competed at NCAA championships. Swimming for the '96 Olympics actually starts and goes back to '92. Participated in 92 trials. I actually got third place in the mile, and I got third place by a second, and in a 15-minute race, it was pretty devastating, and it hurt, it stung. I've lost many races and gotten fifth and gotten eighth, and but that hurt. It was close, and it took me a while to bounce back through the summer, and I watched them participate, but I reset goals then and participated at senior nationals that summer, and I won my first national championships there. Actually, my time there was faster than the Americans that swam at the '92 Olympics, so it took a little bit of a check mark on that one. But that set the tone for the next 4 years, and getting third is, there's a select few people out there every year that get third, and I certainly, some people take it different ways, and luckily enough, I was able to get past that down period and use it for motivation. But coming back, made the '96 team, and went into '96 fairly confident about trials, and I was going to do well and hopefully get top two. I won at trials, and I was ecstatic, and I got to go home. Again, I was going to compete for my country in my hometown in the Olympics, and I knew that was eventually going to be the end of my career, was at the Olympics, was going to retire after that race. I guess I looked up to a couple swimmers. Certainly one was Vladimir Solnikov, who was a Russian. He was distance king in the late '70s, really through the '80s. When I got to University of Florida, I was lucky enough to swim with some pretty great swimmers. I mean, gold medals, world record holders. There was one swimmer there that was a few years ahead of me that I got to swim with and train with every day, and Anthony Nesty. I think by and far someone who I tried to emulate, how he conducted himself. He won gold medal in 1988. Nobody knew who he was. He came out of nowhere, supposedly. The work ethic that he brought day in and day out, how he handled himself around the other swimmers and conducted himself, was something I tried to strive to do. Maybe more today, circle back around to my parents. Realizing I own my own business now, and my parents were very successful and they own their own business, and trying to emulate what they did. When you're 18 and 20 and 24, you think your parents don't know anything and you know everything. And I realized in my 30s that my parents are pretty smart, and they have a good head, and they make good, sound decisions, and it wouldn't be a shame to follow in their footsteps. So I like to say that if I could accomplish half what my parents have, I'm going to live a great life. My favorite quote in the world is something that I saw in an article, actually, believe it or not, in a surfing magazine when I was 14, 15. And it was an article, and the article was titled, "Fate is a Cold Bitch." It's not a great epitaph, but for some reason that quote has stuck with me through the ages, and so I would say that's what I'd put on my tombstone. Sorry, Mom, but sometimes fate is a cold bitch. Currently, I have franchised with Interstate Batteries. It's the All Battery Center, and it's a retail store. We're dedicated to providing any and all kinds of batteries. And I've been in this industry, the battery industry, and a franchise with Interstate now for about 3 years. We also do commercial business as well, so it's a dual revenue stream type franchise, and it's been wonderful working for a company, a corporation such as Interstate, and what their values and how they were built and how they conduct themselves and how they do business. There's a reason why they've been the #1 automotive battery manufacturer for 20 plus years in a row. I'm involved with Swim Across America. I participate in a couple of their events, have been for many years now, and it's a wonderful organization that raises money for the events around the country to localize as fighting cancer, especially in the kids, and things like that. So I actually leave in a week to go to Boston to participate in their event there, and I guess the 8th or 9th year I've done that. And I am on the committee. We do an open water swim here in the Low Country area every summer, and I'm on the committee to organize that. It raises, the proceeds go to raise or to fund a YMCA Learn to Swim program.